What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Bleav in Rams, presented by FanDuel. You know what time it is. Erin, Coscarelli, and Tyler Dragon of USA Today joining you guys for, we've got so much to talk about. Okay, so the Rams
Yeah.
with a huge Sunday night football win, 34-7. Blowout against the Bucs. That's their sixth straight win tie. And now with the Eagles losing to the Cowboys, that means Rams are on the up and up in the one seed in the NFC. Your thoughts, your reactions, go.
Man, I have so many thoughts and shameless plug. I wrote a column. I was at the game, wrote a column that the Rams made two statements on Sunday Night Football. The first statement was, in my opinion, that they are the best team, not only in the NFC, but the best team in the NFL. Currently, they're playing the best football of any team in the National Football League, and they are deserving of that number one seed right now. And the second statement is Matthew Stafford is the leading candidate for MVP. I mean, the way that he is performing, 3 touchdowns in the first half, meaning his touchdown to interception ratio is the best since Tom Brady leads the league in touchdown passes, has just total command of the offense. Even Sean McVay said as much post game. And Davante Adams is like a red zone touchdown magnet, leads the league in touchdown receptions in 12. And then you also have to give credit to their defense. Their defense the last few weeks has been lights out. 4 interceptions against the Seahawks a week ago, and then to come back and to only allow the Bucs to enter the end zone once, and it was just a lights out performance. Jared Verse is playing well. The secondary is playing really well. I mean, all 3 levels really, and even special teams. Special teams was a problem earlier in the season. It's gotten better. Got a new kicker in. It's getting better. So yeah, the Rams right now, they are the best team in the NFL. They are certainly playing the best, and they are deserving of that number 1 overall seed in the NFC.
Yeah, that's not a shameless plug. Go check out his stuff. Tyler Dragon is truly a legend on usatoday.com/NFL. I'm not just saying it because you're with me every week. You really are. And he knows his stuff. He's been doing the NFL, covering the NFL for a long time. And you're absolutely right. On a night that was the celebration night for Aaron Donald, 60,000
Yeah,
fans get a Donald bobblehead. It's just not
that
lost.
bobblehead was really cool, by the
It's
way,
the
and it
real
had a
one,
little goat next to it. Yeah, had a
right?
goat like it was amazing. I need one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe
Seriously,
put
it'll
up
be a
on my
collector's item. Now that the
right.
Dodgers won, LA is really having a moment. And it's exciting because, again, my favorite thing about covering sports just in general is really not the accolades. It's not the stats. It's not the number of touchdowns. It's sort of the moments that you can relate to these athletes as a
Mhm.
human, overcoming adversity, navigating pressure, feeling moments of anxiety or fear, and having to be resilient. The thing that you and one of my favorite storylines, of course, is the storyline of how this whole started, right? You have Davante Adams, who's
Yeah.
leading the league in receiving scores with 12. And mind you, did not catch a pass from the new team that just acquired him in a trade, which was Matthew Stafford and the Rams, and it's like, it's amazing what's going on in LA. And I think the big theme after Sunday night's win against the Bucs is that this team just looks like they're having a really good time. They look like they're having fun. Sean McVay has talked about that. Nate Landman coming off his signing, going from a veteran minimum of 1.1 million, and now I Bleav, what is it, 22.5 million for 3 years. I want to say around
Yeah.
15 million of that is guaranteed. And this was a guy that was undrafted and a couple years ago had, and then endured shoulder surgery last year. And now he, has seemingly impacted and made such a mark with this team as a captain. And it just, to me, those are the things that I think is what is fueling this Rams this season. You don't have as many injuries. Tutu Atwell expected to potentially come back this week.
Mm-hmm.
And despite having various challenges, right? Again, Puka not being available for that Jags game in London, and then you get 13 personnel out of it. And now Puka comes back, and you lose Tyler Higbee, and this team just finds a way to respond to adversity. And I think when I had spoken to Andrew Whitworth, he talked about, have agility, be adaptable to when unforeseen challenges come your way. And that was one of the things that, Sean McVay had always said, hey, look, we don't know what's going to happen with Stafford week 1. And now it looks like the guy never even had something pop up during training camp. Fingers
Right.
crossed. Hopefully he's good to go. But, what's interesting is you said that this team is the best team in the NFL. Who comes
Mm-hmm.
close behind? Who do you think could, who's their biggest, who's the 1, 2, 3 spot right now?
Well, I still had to put the Eagles up there. I know they had a bad loss against the Cowboys, kind of collapsed at the end, and their offense hasn't been playing well all year, but they're still the defending Super Bowl champions. They've defeated the Rams already. And so that team right there is number one. I mean, up there right next to the Rams, first and foremost, despite the loss last week. I have to say, even like the Patriots are playing well, but they're not really blowing out teams. I didn't really like that performance against the Bengals. However, they're the only 10-win NFL team right now. They certainly have to be up there. You look the Denver Broncos, the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like they're going to go on a playoff push right now. I know people are tired of the Chiefs. They literally just beat the Colts, and I would not be surprised if they start rattling off wins here. So those are some teams, but if we're going to stick to the NFC, I would say the Lions and the Eagles are probably the biggest competition for the Rams outside of their division. And you already got the Seahawks right there, but the Rams have already beaten the Seahawks. So the Eagles and the Lions are the two biggest threats in the NFC, in my opinion.
Yeah, week 15, they're going to face the Lions at home at
Mm-hmm.
SoFi.
Yes.
But before
Can't
we
wait
get,
for that game.
you're what? You're ready for that game? Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that game.
Oh, you can't wait. You can't wait. Well, before we get to week 15, obviously, let's put a button on week 12 before we discuss the Rams' next matchup, which they finally go on the road after winning back-to-back home games. For you, though, what stood out to you the most? Obviously, a bummer to lose Baker Mayfield halfway through the game, uh, not that it looked like there was a lot of command coming in from Tampa Bay prior to Baker Mayfield, but he was always a threat, always going to be a threat. And the big storyline with Baker coming to LA is obviously the 2022 season where he was on the team less than 48 hours and then throws that huge walk-off touchdown against the Raiders. I want to say it was Monday Night Football, and had
Mm-hmm.
such an impressive drive. When you know how thorough and challenging that Sean McVay playbook is, again, I think is just another testament to Sean McVay just being such a player's coach, an offensive guru. And it's really showing for you. What stood out to you the most when it came to this Rams win, other than the obvious?
I feel like how well the defense played. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, to hold the Bucks, a team that has a pretty high-powered offense. I know they've battled some injuries, but to hold them to 7 points and just the way that they got after Baker Mayfield in the first half while he was in there, and Teddy Bridgewater in the second half, and their just ability to just be always around the ball. And Cam Curl had a really good game. We mentioned Nate Landman. Shout out to him for his contract extension. I mean, you look at the secondary has, in my opinion, exceeded expectations. Kobe Durant has played well this year with the interceptions and the way
Mm-hmm.
that he took the ball. away and ran it back for that pick six in the first half. Obviously, you can uh, talk about Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, and Verse had 2 sacks. I Bleav Kobe Turner had 2 sacks too. So the defense, to me, has exceeded expectations. I knew that defensive line was going to be stout, but you can make a case that they are top three defensive lines in football. But then the secondary overall, how they're playing as
Mhm.
a complete team. Yes, Lake is on IR, but you look at the way Durant's playing and the Cam Curl is playing and their overall unit playing together. I think this Rams team, I mean, it's hard to figure out a weakness right now with the way they're playing because I feel like all three units, offense, defense, and special teams, are playing at a high level. We know the offense is going to be good as long as Matthew Stafford is healthy, Davante Adams and Puka Nacua, and that line continues to gel and not have any major injuries. We know the offense is going to play well, but that defense, we would be kidding ourselves if we didn't think, oh, okay, the Rams, they just got to tread water in defense if we didn't have that feeling going into the season. But the way that they're playing and the way that they are creating
Mhm.
turnovers and keeping teams out of the end zone, especially the last few weeks, they deserve major props. And I don't think they're getting talked about enough.
Yeah, one of the things too, I hate to have to point out because I do love you so much, despite the fact that you're a Bruin.
I know what's coming.
I forget what week it was, folks. Why don't you check on the Instagram since I think I posted it. Um, you were bummed that the Rams didn't draft a cornerback, and I don't think that you're alone in that assessment.
Mhm.
But I guess again, it's just a testament to the coaching staff or the culture or the chemistry of going to the right team. We talked about Nate Landman sort of having a revived identity with this team, coming from Atlanta and just kind of going in and being into the right fit. Um, Emmanuel Forbes is another one. They're getting
Mhm.
these kind of guys who had a pick this last week, and it just seems that no matter the challenge or the circumstance, I don't know. This team just feels like they're really good. Is that what you think it is? Do you think that they're just really good at evaluating talent that fits within their system? Why is it working? Why is it making sense?
Well, Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the NFL, if not the best. And he knows how to evaluate good coaches in the building to help with implement his system and the way he wants it. And yeah, the coaching staff has put the players in a position to succeed, especially on defense. I mean, you have to give the coaching staff a lot of credit for the way that defense is performing. And even on and I'll even go to the offensive side on a Sunday night. I feel like the offense had an answer to everything Tampa Bay was doing. Like whatever Tampa Bay threw at them, the offense would just answer. They scored on every single drive in the first half. And so it was just a demolition and it's a master class by the Rams, not only offensively, but coaching staff, brilliant game plan, defensive coaching staff, defensive players, brilliant game plan, excellent execution. So it's a mixture of both. You can't just say it's coaching because the players have to go out there in the field and execute, and the Rams are doing that at a high level right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been really fun to see how things are just clicking, how things are making sense. And like, we talked about it last week. If we're having fun on the show, people who are watching or listening are like, "Oh, okay, cool." They don't hate their jobs. They're having a good time. And we are. I've really enjoyed relating to this team, whether it's being overlooked out or an underdog. Um and hearing from coach drop some sort of pearls of wisdom. One of the things that he said was a guy that believed in him was his coach Dan Perez from Marist, when he was having challenges as a young quarterback, and he was somebody that kind of took him under his wing alongside his dad and his grandfather.
Mhm.
So I love that. And another thing too is, like you said, the offensive game planning. They didn't have Tyler Higbee, but we
Mhm.
did get to see a Colby Parkinson dance. I'm not quite sure what that dance is, by the way. What is it? It's like a waddle. I don't know. I'm into it.
I
I like it. Whatever. Keep doing it. No one's upset about it. But yeah, Tyler
I
Higbee.
like the Davante Adams celebration where he just ran under the tunnel. I think it was Bo Jackson that did that or back in the day. So I like that celebration.
Oh, is that your favorite? Did you ever
That was
have
my
a
favorite
like? Did
of
you ever
the day.
have a celebration when you were a? Weren't you a whiteout?
No, I was a fullback. I didn't get in the end zone that much, so
Ah,
I didn't have a celebration.
yeah,
But I probably would have done like the Dirty Bird.
yeah.
Remember back in the
Oh
day?
yeah, rock the dirty bird. Okay, cool. I would do my normal go-to, which is always like the Pulp Fiction, two eyes, two fingers in front of my eyes, like I think I'm John Travolta. Um,
Oh,
yeah, that's actually that would be terrible as a dance. For sure. Like my teammates would be like, never do that again. It didn't work. It doesn't work at a wedding dance floor. It's not gonna work as a
I hope
touchdown.
you don't do that at a wedding dance floor,
I
Aaron.
do the robot. I'm a pretty legit robot dancer. I will say that. Yeah. Anyways, okay, let's get into it's week 13.
Yes,
It's literally week 13. And so the
literally.
Rams head to Charlotte. They're on the road now. They play the Panthers. I want to say, what are they? They're 10.5 point favorites,
They
road
should be.
favorites on FanDuel Sportsbook. They're favored by in its ninth straight game. Los Angeles. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I guess at this point we're not really surprised. They're facing the 6-6 Panthers. Fair line 10.5. I mean, they won by a gajillion points last week, and they were favored by 7.5. I think.
Based on what I saw from the Panthers on Monday night when they played the San Francisco 49ers, I feel like that's a fair assessment. I
Yeah.
mean, um, Bryce Young had a terrible game, and that was coming off a game where he broke the Panthers franchise record in passing yards. But if he's going to see the field the way he was seeing the field Monday night against San Francisco, it's going to be a long afternoon for him in Charlotte, North Carolina, against the Los Angeles Rams because the 49ers, they're not the 49ers of old. They're without their two best players on defense. We all know the injuries because I mean, obviously they're in the Rams division, and then Bryce Young just couldn't do anything against that defense. And the Rams overall have a better defense, a healthier defense, have a better defensive line, better edge rushers. So, yeah, it's going to be a long night for the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young. If the Rams show up, and any given week, anything could happen,
Yeah.
especially a lot of teams, if they're the East Coast or the West Coast and have to travel across the country on the road, that can be tough on teams trying to
Mm-hmm.
get up for a game, psychologically and just get ready. But I feel like the Rams are going to be ready, and it should be a 10 to 14 point win.
Just don't eat too much turkey. Take it easy on the stuffing. I don't roll with the cranberry sauce. I just don't.
I don't either.
I don't
I
roll
don't
with
either.
that. I don't mess with that. And honestly, I'm like a hit it once and I don't want to I don't touch the stuffing. I don't touch the leftovers. Like I really just kind of get no. I go one
Aaron.
time and then that's enough for me.
So I go like 3 times in one day,
Yeah, that I get.
and then no, and then I'm gonna double back the next day, 2 or 3 times again.
What?
Again, I'm gonna gain weight on Thanksgiving, but then I'm gonna lose it throughout the next week when I go to the gym again. But
Oh my god.
turkey dressing, we call it dressing, Aaron, but stuffing dressing is the same thing. Yams, candy yams, ham, get mashed potatoes, greens, all that. Notice I did not say macaroni and cheese because I hate macaroni and cheese.
Don't you dare slander this conversation with you not liking mac and cheese. Who are you? I really thought
I get that all the time. I hate macaroni and cheese. It's not that I'm allergic to
you
cheese.
hate
I just
fun.
don't. I just don't like cheese. I hate cheese. I peel
What?
cheese over everything. Cheese is disgusting.
Cheese. You like just
Cheese.
the simple
Cheese.
characteristic of a like I get maybe goat cheese or blue cheese, but just
All cheese is nasty. And cheese and macaroni is disgusting.
guys, I'm not quite sure we can carry on with the show. That is the weirdest fact I've ever heard. That's like saying I don't like fun or I don't like ice cream.
So I did an interview with Matthew Judon a few years ago, and we share the same disdain for cheese and macaroni and cheese. It is the worst thing ever. So Matthew Judon and myself, I think I even wrote a funny Thanksgiving article about it. But yeah, cheese is disgusting, and macaroni and cheese will not be on my plate. It will be the furthest thing from my plate on Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, I guess I'll try to move on from that weird fact. Like, what do you have against cheese? This sounds like a childhood issue that maybe we should take up with a therapist, but it's okay. You know what? Cheese isn't really good for you. So, I mean,
Exactly. See,
no, I feel bad
cheese
for
is
your
not
wife
good.
though. Like, what if she wants to eat like a charcuterie board? You're not even
She can have
she's
one.
on her own though.
Yeah,
That's
on her own.
rude.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat meat and greens and vegetables and yams. I'm not going to eat cheese.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk to your wife about that. See how
No.
she feels about it, because I bet you. And I hope your son gets to eat something like a normal
He,
person, but that's
he's
okay.
like me. He doesn't like cheese.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay. I feel like kids are raised on mac and cheese. But anyways, all right. Carry on. Yeah, carry on. Okay, so as discussed. The other thing too, so it's a short week. You mentioned it, short week for the Niners. They just came off a, I don't know, thropping against, that's not a word, but the Niners 20-9. They're 6-6. However, the crazy part is they're a half game back, I think, from their division.
Yeah.
So they have a very good reason to play to play the Rams hard. And obviously the Rams leading their division and also, of course, the NFC. There's tons of reasons why the Rams want to win. However, they are good 4-1 on the road with the sole loss of it coming against the Eagles. I
Mm-hmm.
still, it's funny because these kinds of games scare me more than anything. It's almost because we've
Really?
seen the Rams this season and also seasons past kind of play down to their level of competition. Shall I remind you of the Thursday night matchup against the Niners, whatever week that was, week 5, where half the team was basically out on injury, and
Mm-hmm.
and the Rams like just couldn't figure it out. So I think this is going to be a test, not about the talent, which of course I'm sure, but also more so about their mental maturity coming into this game and figuring things out on the road against a lesser opponent, maintaining their level of focus and humility, which is something that Coach McVay always talks about at the pressers during practice. He talks about just taking it
Mm-hmm.
1 week at a time. And did you appreciate that he said what he said during his presser, or even that ESPN interview where he said, do you remember who was number 1 in the power rankings week 11 last year? Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah,
said
that
no
was a good
one
one.
cares. And he's right about that. And it's such a smart thing to think of. Like, he will care in middle of February who the last remaining number 1 ranking is. He doesn't care week 11. He doesn't care week 12. He doesn't care week 13. So here we are. But we care because it's what we like to talk about and stir up some drama. All right, before we wrap things up, is this going to be a high scoring or low scoring affair? FanDuel Sportsbook has it set at 45.5.
I think it's going to be under 45 and a half. And I say that because I feel like the Rams are going to score about 27, 28 points. And then I have Panthers at like 10, 13.
Okay. Yeah. They're going to,
So
I
that's
guarantee they're
41.
just going to try
I saw you doing accounting in your head. 41.
they're going to drain the clock. They're going to run the rock. Ooh. And they're going to just try to get in and get out and fly home and get ready for their next matchup,
Arizona.
which is who are they playing? Oh,
Arizona.
yeah, that's
Week
right.
14
Yeah, week 14
in the
again.
desert.
Yeah. Oh, they're on the road?
Yep.
Okay, and then they come back home week 15 against the Lions. Has that
Can't
game is
wait.
that game
You need
flexed?
you need to go to that game.
Is that game flexed? Is that gonna be a
When is that game?
one
Isn't
o'clock
it
game?
Sunday night?
Should be flexed if it's not, but
Oh, no,
anyways.
no, no. It is the Fox marquee game,
Oh, okay, but it's like a 1:05 kick Pacific time,
1:25
1:25.
Pacific time.
All right, well, we're not there yet. One game at a time, as Sean McVay says, and
That's gonna be
listen,
week
that'll
15. That's crazy that we're already that long into the season. Like, week 15?
you
Like,
know
I
what?
can't believe it's week 13
'Cause
now.
well, yeah, it's week 13 now, but honestly, Ty, when you hang out with me, it's like time escapes you. When you're having fun, what's that time? What's that saying called? Time flies
Time
when you're
flies
having
when you're having fun. You told me that during the Super Bowl last year, during some party that I will not disclose which one.
It was a super vibey exclusive party. Uh, only members of the Fox establishment, and then Tyler and Erin were allowed in, and my friend Amanda. All right, well, listen, that's a wrap. Week 13 preview and a recap of the week before against the Buccaneers. Rams looking to make it, 7 in a row against the Panthers. What a roll they're on for Tyler Dragon of
Longest
USA.
active winning streak in NFC.
There you have it. There you have it. See, look at that. Pearls of wisdom from the one Tyler Dragon of USA Today. Go check out his article. And that'll do it for us here on Bleav in Rams, presented by FanDuel. I'm Erin Coscarelli. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.